Hey guys, my name is Komasan and welcome to another week of FNAF Weekly News, a series I do every Saturday that covers this week's past FNAF news. And this week we got a whole lot of goodies. This week we have a bunch of new mods from Youtooz, Into the Pit game news, and of course some Five Nights at Freddy's 2 movie news. So if you guys like this video, please like and subscribe. It helps out with the algorithm and it shows me some support, so it means a lot. But let's just jump right into the mods news. So the Five Nights at Freddy's Secret of the Mimic Youtooz collection releases on October 24th, includes a figures of M2 White Tiger, plushies of Party Time Chica, White Tiger, McKellian Man, and pins. So this is a big brand new collection from Youtooz, which is all about Secret of the Mimic. They normally do stuff like this. Recently they did one for FNAF 2, I believe, and this one is all about Secret of the Mimic, and there was some pretty good stuff here. I really like the plushies, but let's just first talk about the figures. So we got M2, which I'm guessing it's like the mini version of the Mimic, basically like Mark II of the Mimic. That's what I'm kind of thinking of, M2. And we also have a figure of White Tiger. The posing is pretty cool. I think M2 has like some buttons or something in his hand, and White Tiger is kind of slunts over on his side a little bit, kind of being a little bit creepy for some reason. But they look pretty good, and always high quality stuff from Youtooz with their figures, so it's always expected for some top-notch stuff. Then we have the plushies, and I honestly enjoy the plushies way more. I am a big sucker for plushies. I just love plushies. Also, you know, pins are also cool and stuff like that, but I just love plushies because you can hug them, sleep with them, and all that jazz. But we got 3 of them. We got Party Time Chica, White Tiger, and McKellian Man. And my favorite one is pretty obvious. It is Party Time Chica. This thing called Dopey Look is pretty cute, and I love her rollerblade aesthetic. It kind of reminds me of Sonic. Not Sonic the Hedgehog, but Sonic the Food Place, if you guys ever want to. I haven't been there in ages. I've been seeing this guy on TikTok basically review these like really like niche, like kind of like failing fast food businesses that are pretty popular, and apparently they have some good food, so maybe I should try them once in a while. But I really like Party Time Chica. Then we have White Tiger. White Tiger, pretty basic, you know, it's White Tiger, but I'm pretty sure there was whiskers on the plushie too, so that's a very cool detail. I always like stuff like that because it just, you know, the little details like that really adds the whole plushie and stuff like that. Then we have McKellian Man, and that's the mushroom guy if you guys don't know, and he's a goober. That's all I can say. You know, mushroom guy, he has a scarf on his face. He looks pretty happy with his eyeballs, so that's pretty good to see our little guy happy. And that is all the plushies. But then we got some pins, and I think they actually have some crazy effects with them apparently within this image it shows. Like there was one of Spring Bonnie, and I think its head like moves back and forth, which is a very, very cool detail. We have a prize box of Jackie, and it opens up to reveal Jackie, and one from McKellian Man, but I don't honestly not sure what it does. I'll just bring up the image larger for you guys so you guys can know what it actually does, because I have no clue. And that is all the stuff really. My favorite pin is probably the Spring Bonnie one, just because I think it's kind of goofy that its head walks back and forth. It's kind of like a bobblehead kind of, but like in a pin form, which is very, very cool. But honestly, favorite thing about this whole collection is the plushies, of course, because I'm a big sucker for plushies. I love plushies, but everything else is pretty cool. And this comes out on October 24th, which is in a couple more days. So if you are saving up on some money for some new collection Youtooz, they be making these things out, man. Like every month there's some brand new FNAF mods, whole brand new collections. So you know, if you're a FNAF fan, you probably go through a lot of money through these guys. And Just Toys has revealed new Squish Me toys for Five Nights at Freddy's 2. The movie, I'm guessing, includes Toy Freddy, Toy Bonnie, Toy Chica, Mango, Puppet, and Balloon Boy. So basically, these are like squishy, like thingamajiggies, I'm guessing, and they're all based off of FNAF 2. So we got all the main toy animatronics, basically. They all look pretty scary. They look at Freddy, man. He looks demonic. You got his teeth, got his like white eyes like they do in the game, which is cool. Toy Bonnie's eyes kind of glow white a little bit, which I don't think happens in the game. I guess they had to take some like creative liberties with that. Toy Chica, no beak and no eyes, you know how that be. You know, she a baddie, but you know she's gonna kill ya. We also got Mango, and Mango looks fierce as ever. Then the puppet. The puppet might be the scariest one because the puppet is like grabbing its head, screaming, it looks like. But it is like the basic face for the puppet, but it looks like the puppet is screaming, and this gives me some eerie vibes. Then we have this dark balloon boy that's like trying to be scary for some reason. Like, bro, you're not scary, what are you trying to do? He's like trying to like wow, trying to jump scare or something. It's really goofy, I'm guessing they're pretty small if like you can squish them with your fingers and stuff like that. I remember toys when I was a kid. They're kind of similar to this, but that is very cool stuff. That was all for the morts news. Not a lot of morts news this week. It was mainly Youtooz killing this week. Jump into the game news. Matthew codes on adding a FNAF survival to Dead by Daylight. We totally understood when we did that there would be some frustration in some sense because some people wanted to have a survival in the story. I can't talk about the future. I can never talk about the future. From this YouTuber, I think the King is a YouTuber that talks with devs and stuff for Dead by Daylight, of course, is saying maybe potentially, not certain, there might be a FNAF survival added to Dead by Daylight, and I think the perfect chance for them to do this is when the Mimic comes, because they pretty much like kind of confirm like, yeah, the Mimic is gonna be coming, but like not within this year or something, like maybe in the future, because the FNAF chapter did come out. They didn't want to kind of like bloat FNAF into the game like right off the bat, because they want to get other IPs, and it only takes a year for licenses to be made. I know right now there's some talk between the Predator from the Predator movies and Jason Voorhees coming out next year, so they are kind of busy right now. So potentially there could be a survival coming to Dead by Daylight from Five Nights at Freddy's. I'm not sure how they would do it. Maybe they'll add maybe they'll add Vanessa. Maybe Vanessa will have a Vanny outfit. I think that'd be pretty cool. But I think a Vanny outfit would be pretty fitting for Legion, honestly. But that's just me. I just can't wait. Dead by Daylight has been going through some problems, if you guys didn't notice. So hopefully things are going well now and everything is groovy. And we got some Five Nights at Freddy's Into the Pit news. So Five Nights at Freddy's Into the Pit is releasing on the Epic Games Store on October 30th. I'm honestly kind of surprised, but it's a big announcement. I thought it was honestly already on the Epic Games Store. I never used the Epic Games Store except for like Fortnite and like the free games they give out. So potentially, maybe Five Nights at Freddy's Into the Pit will become a free weekend game, just because it just kind of feels like that. It's on like October 30th. It's perfect for the spooky season. So maybe this game will actually become free. So guys, make sure to check on the Epic Games Store on October 30th, because I have a feeling that this game will actually be free for like a few days. But still surprising, I still don't like the Epic Games Store. It kind of sucks compared to Steam. Steam is just better like in everything, so I honestly have no clue why people use the Epic Games Store except for like Fortnite and some exclusive games that are on that platform. But this is still some pretty great news if you use the Epic Games Store. And that was all for the game news. Now let's go to the etc news, and this is some pretty sad news, but it's also kind of good if you think about it. So Heather Masters announces retirement from voice acting in pursuit of nursing. So if you guys didn't know, she voiced various FNAF characters throughout the years, including Circus Baby, Scrap Baby, Vanessa, Glmarock, Chica, and Nurse Dolly. Wishing her the best with her future endeavors. I agree with you, Johnny Vlogs. So basically, she's retiring from voice acting to do what she really wants, and that's nursing, which it's honestly amazing. We need more nurses in the world, because they, you know, doctors are very important, nurses are very important as well, and taking care of people is something very awesome to do. So it's kind of disappointing to hear that she is retiring, but she's going off to doing better things, and that's what matters. I do like Baby's voice, so that kind of sucks. I really like Baby's voice a lot, and Glmarock Chica's. But, you know, there's so many other voice actors that are in the space that can have a brand new chance to have a new upcoming career that could happen with Five Nights at Freddy's. So hopefully Scott maybe get someone popular, maybe not so popular, and hopefully the voice acting is pretty good. And that was all for the etc news. Now let's get into the beef of the video, which is the FNAF movie news. So director Emma Tai teases the return of Living Tombstones of Five Nights at Freddy's 2. I hope it is not the Living Tombstone. If it is, I'm gonna be so disappointed. So we love the inclusion of those songs. So hopefully maybe there'll be some to look forward to in the second one as well. I don't want the Living Tombstone in the Five Nights at Freddy's 2 movie. They make some good songs, but in my opinion, those songs aren't the best Five Nights at Freddy's songs. And the FNAF 2 song, looking back at it, it is a bop, but it doesn't really make sense lore-wise, so I hope it's not added. There's so many other FNAF songs they could add from different creators. I just don't want the Living Tombstone to get all the thing, because they are pretty popular. They recently have a concert and stuff like that, but I want like people like the Living, like I want people like Try Hard Ninja and other artists that made FNAF songs to be in the movie. I just think that'd be crazy for them, and it'll probably like make their day basically. Living Tombstone, your guys' music is okay. I'm not the biggest fan of it, but like, please, Emma, use other creators' songs, please. I know that's controversial take apparently, but I just don't want the living Tombstone again in the FNAF 2 movie because they are already in the fourth movie. And for the final thing of this week, so Emma Tyson teases Easter eggs and secret characters in FNAF 2. I do the big teasers and the animatronics are the ones that we're expecting, and maybe some more, and just clock full of Easter eggs again. So this could be a tease for Shadow Bonnie potentially, or maybe Shadow Freddy. Shadow Freddy was in the fourth movie for some reason. Didn't really make sense because Shadow Freddy was in FNAF 2, but potentially we could be getting Shadow Bonnie in the FNAF 2 movie. I'm not saying Shadow Bonnie's full name. I know people will like kill me for some reason for not pronouncing that whole mismatch of like random letters as a name, but I'm not pronouncing that. It's Shadow Bonnie, guys. Okay, so do you guys have any other clues on what other secret characters? There is JJ potentially and the secret endoskeleton in the game, so maybe they could make an appearance in the FNAF 2 movie, but they could also kind of like do other things, maybe some like they had a Sparky in the fourth movie, which was surprising, so maybe something even crazier than we expect could happen. But guys, that was all the news for this week. If you guys like this video, please like and subscribe. I do these videos every Saturday that covers this week's past FNAF news, and it means a lot if you guys do support, because YouTube has been kind of crazy so far. And sorry guys for the lack of uploads. I've been working on a very long video for mouth washing. It's a full game video, no parts. It's just a full game. It's like 2 hours and 30 minutes. I'm editing it. So it's taking some time, but I'm pretty sure you guys will like it. But thank you to my channel members, and I'll see you guys in the next video.